here we have our hill. There we have our second hill, and behind it we have our pool. And in this video I'm gonna tell you everything there is to know about it. And of course we have 5 very happy horses with it. Right, Assie? This is our hill. And as you can see, it's taller than me, it's huge. And before I'll tell you more about this one, I'll show you the other ones, and then we'll get more into how and why we built them. This is our second hill. And this is our pool. How cool is that? A pool? So it all started with us not having a permit to build anything, and our farmer here said, well, I know a company that's about to have a lot of sand that they have to get rid of, so they'll give it to you for free. That's how it started. First, I wanted to place the hill next to the arena so that you'd have a path next to the arena out of the wind, because the wind always comes from that way. But then I also wanted the horses to be able to walk over it. And then they explained, well, if you want that, you have to have it 2 times as wide as you have it high. And because we wanted to, first of all, the main goal is to have it as a shelter against the wind. It does that perfectly. But if we would want it there, there's a little height difference of about 1 meter there. So if we would want it there, the hill would have to be 3 meters high and then 6 meters wide. And then it would just be in a point like it is now. But we want the horses to walk on it. And when you want a path on it, it has to be wide enough for horses to pass each other, especially when they're new to each other. So you'd have to go at least 3 up to 5 meters wide. Hey, sweetheart, you're coughing a little bit. So the whole structure would be more than 10 meters wide then. And that is huge for this space. We also want to place a field in the middle here, and we wouldn't even be able to do that if we would put a hill like that. So we brainstormed about having a U-shaped, or it turned out to be more like a half circle, L-shaped kind of structure against the wind, since it always comes from that way. So that is why we created this. It's been finished maybe 2 weeks now, and it's really nice. Just like right now I arrived and all 5 of them were just chilling, sleeping inside of that place. So it's really nice to see that they really enjoy this. The only thing I was a little worried about here was that they would spook every time someone would walk past, because this is a path behind here. So I was afraid that every time someone with their dog would walk on the other side of the hill, that they would chill here and then they would suddenly be woken up by a sudden visitor. But they don't really care. So that's really nice. So this hill is not for walking on, as it's very high and very steep and very narrow on top. It has to rest for about a year, and then next spring, so we're gonna just let it rest half a year. They first advised us to put like actual dirt on it before growing things on it, but our farmer said that at the other places where they did the exact same thing with the exact same sand, they just put some manure on it. So we're gonna just use our own manure, put it all over here, and then we can seed some grass, some herbs, maybe even some bushes and some trees, just to make it prettier, because I don't really like how it looks right now, but it does work. And yeah, that will really add to the whole experience of the hill. So when we started talking about the hill that I just showed you, I also asked, well, could you also dig a pool? And since I did not pay them anything except for a 6-pack of beer, that was of course a big ask. They ended up, of course you can tell, they did it. They ended up spending, I believe, 1 or 2 days on it. So that is crazy that they ended up doing it for me, but of course I am super grateful. The reason why I wanted a pool is not so I can fill it up every summer and swim in it. Of course, swimming in it is amazing and that horses can maybe drink even out of it. But the main reason is a little while ago we had some really big rainstorms here, and we have a higher area and a lower area on our property. The whole lower area, this half of it, was all flooded. And it was this high, but it was all flooded. So that can't be good for your ground. It's not nice for the horses. It gets super slippery. So I saw an opportunity here to dig a hole where that water would go through. And you can see it's been dry since yesterday. Before that we had a week of rain. And you can see that around here it is super dry. I can't even get it, and if I get it, it's just chunks. It's hard clay because we're on clay. And all the water went into the pool. So this does perfectly what I wanted from it. And it offered another great advantage, and that is the hill that we have here. So this hill quite literally was created because of the pool. This sand is the sand that used to be in that hole. That is what this is. But it also gave us the opportunity to have a hill that we have the horses on, because I was kind of sad that hill wasn't going to be able to provide that for us, and we now have a hill that does. This is all clay, so there are still chunks, and you can see it's hard. Well, it's clay, you know, clay, but the rest of the ground is super hard. And I know that within a few more days like this, it's a very warm, you can really feel everything is hot. You can see the hotness over the land. So that is making this ground very hard. And that is nice, because right now we have those plastic poles and some wires to close this off for the horses. And the only reason for that is that this is still soft and slippery. Or it was. I really feel kind of motivated to take Aslan for a swim today. He's not feeling too well with his asthma. I believe it's from the previous sets of hay. We now give new ones, so I'm just gonna see if he's gonna improve in the next few days. So this is a little soft. When I walk on it, I can feel it go down just a little bit. So I don't think Aslan and I will go on the hill, because I really don't. Oh yeah, here I really go down. I don't want to ruin it right away with the first horse that goes on it. But the pool, I think, is safe enough to do that. So who knows? Conclusion of this video is really like all my how-tos. It's inspiration. This is not really a step-by-step formula of how to get this. And it also really shows you that you just gotta ask sometimes. At my previous barn we also got a whole lot of sand for free. Normally this would cost thousands also to place it here, and it didn't cost me anything but a 6-pack of beer. And that was given voluntarily, that wasn't asked from me. So sometimes you just have to ask and be lucky. And I'm very excited for you to see the progress of all of this in the next few vlogs, as in the next year, because I'm sure that here we'll have much more plants. We're gonna eventually, of course, open this up, hopefully soon, for the horses to really enjoy this in liberty. So it's gonna be nice to see if they do end up going for a swim. And it's gonna be really nice to see that whole hill with plants and bushes and herbs that we can actually feed the horses as well. So just all very exciting things going on. If you have any questions, like always, just ask them in the comments. Also, I just love seeing your comments so that I know if this is something, type of video that you enjoy. And of course, I hope to see you in another video. But first, let's see if Aslan wants to go for a swim. You ready for a swim? Gonna get your halter? Going for a swim on our own property, on the own paddock paradise. We used to 2 barns ago we had to walk 45 minutes to go swimming. We did that a lot, and just one way. And at the last barn we had to walk about 10 minutes, which was very luxurious. But this, not gonna get it any closer to the barn. It is on the barn. Now let's see if we can find an entrance to this. In. How do you feel about it, Assie? It's the first time you're here. Wanna go? Look at that. Yeah, that's the hill. That's for later. Do you like it? Good job. That was so much fun! What a privilege to have this. Especially, I'm just hoping that right now it's a very warm day, so I'm actually very happy to have an ability to cool down myself even after just talking about just vlogging. I wasn't even doing any workout. But I hope the water's gonna stay for long enough that even on those warm days we have water, because we don't have any running water here yet. But I don't know if I'm gonna fill it up either way. I just want it to be able to fill up when it's rained too much, so that the rest will stay dry, and then we can use it and then we can have fun. But we're just gonna have to make the most of it on days like this, and otherwise it will just be a pit where you can lunge through or whatever. I'm sure we'll have fun either way, but oh my god, this is amazing. So happy. Okay, we're gonna use this probably daily once there's water in it and the weather is good. Yeah, happy. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.